Hey, hi, hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to Harmony Portal Tarot Live. For a second there, I was like, maybe we're not doing this live stream thing because my camera was just not cameraing. Is that even a word? Probably not. I had to close out of the studio, YouTube studio, come back in, and then it took a minute. It was like kind of thinking, like maybe I'll do it, maybe I won't. We're here though. Hello, happy Friday, everybody. Florence has already donated for a question. She's saying hi. This is very cattywampus, but maybe it doesn't look too. Oh, there we go. That's better. It was hung up on a crystal of all things. It's a black tourmaline with some pyrite in it. This is a great protection stone to put around your tech and your computers and all your screens and Wi-Fi's and all the fun things to keep yourself safe and protected from those positive ions. Because negative ions are what you want. They're compatible with your body, but the positive ions cause lethargy and disease and all the things we don't want. But today I thought it'd be fun. Last time we did a free one card pull to start, and the time before that we did a collective reading. And I'm kind of just liking also incorporating some pick a cards. And hey, we can read our level up sign today because I have my window shade up and it's not like full on sun like we have during the evening live stream. So I actually really prefer the lighting of this daytime stream, which is really fun. But yes, we are going to be doing a pick a card style kind of collective reading. And and of course, our little collective here is very small. So hopefully, fingers crossed, these pick a cards will resonate almost like a personal reading. So if you even had kind of an idea or question of, well, a question in mind actually that you want to know the answer to, you just may be able to sway the cards to answer that question for you because these, the viewership on this channel and everything is very, very low. So great chance to get yourself almost a personal reading without having to spend any money. Oh, I didn't make it. Tried to throw my old sticky note over there, but it did not quite make it. And Florence found her reading. I'm so glad you found that. I kept meaning to timestamp it every time I'd come in here, and it just never happened until I saw you. I'm like, ooh, I need to do that. I need to do that. Because she won the drawing at least 4 or 5, 6 live streams ago. I'm glad she found that reading. So, all right, for our little pick a card, we are going to be using the Butterfly Oracle by Doreen Virtue. And I think most of you know Doreen Virtue kind of left the building as far as her Oracle cards business or whatever, her spirituality, and went fully into like Christianity and completely denounced everything. But she was really heavy into the New Age, which I won't say I was heavy into the New Age, but I definitely dipped in back in the day. And I'm sure there's still concepts that I, utilize and subscribe to that are considered New Age. But of course, like the New Age has to have some truth to it, true spiritual truth, for it to resonate so strongly with so many people. But basically, New Age is such a religion in and of itself. But I just cleanse and clear every single deck I have from any of the creators' intentions that do not align with my true spirit. It's just kind of a catch-all thing I do to clear not just my tarot decks, but my pendulums, my crystals, my books that I read. I always set the intention when I check out library books or buy a book on Amazon or get it from a free little library or wherever I get my books, that the information, I'll be able to vet it out and kind of fact check it with my true spirit and take what resonates and just let the rest flow. And I hope that you guys do that as well in your life with everything, with the foods you're eating, with the people you're hanging out with the content you're consuming of all kinds, be them books, YouTube videos, movies, TV shows, again, people you're hanging out with. There's ways you can really set some intentions without even knowing what you need to know, right? Because your true spirit knows what you need to know. And then your human aspect will know what it needs to know when it needs to know it. I like to think that. And of course, if we're kind of late to the party on something like learning a really hard lesson, there's usually some weight within that is like gold because you'll never usually repeat that same mistake again. So, we take the good with the bad. We roll the punches here. But all that long, boring story short to tell you, we're using the Butterfly Tarot by Doreen Virtue, cleansed and cleared of any, nefarious or just not in alignment with our true spirit's intentions. We are only aligning with our true spirit's intentions that exists outside this matrix to help us within this matrix system. So pile 1, let's take a timestamp for card selection right at 5 minutes into the live stream. We are at pile selection. So let's shuffle for pile 1 and 2. Ooh, pile 1's coming in hot, self-employment. And even if you're not really resonating with this theme of the card, maybe the picture is calling you. It's a painted lady. It's a painted lady. And we, speaking of a play on words, when I was in 6th grade, we had a butterfly unit where we had to, from caterpillar stage all the way through chrysalis and emerging of butterflies and releasing butterflies, we raised painted ladies in my science class. And a couple of them didn't make it because, the circle of life. And we, instead of having a funeral, we had a fun-eral, play on words, because funeral, the first 3 letters are fun. So maybe even if you're not self-employed, this card might call to you or might be drawn to it. All right, let's get another card. And I do not know all the names of the butterflies by any stretch of the imagination, but I know that's a painted lady. Like, I couldn't tell you what this one is. So sorry, I don't have a fun, cute little quirky story about it, but finances. And for those of you that are looking for self-employment and something to do with finances all in one, maybe you're selecting both piles, but here we go. Pile 1, self-employment. Pile 2, finances. All right. Wish I had some fun music, to give you time. I should shut up so you can meditate on the cards. All right, well, we are going to start off with, pile 1. I'm going to timestamp it real quick and then we're going to get right into it. Yeah, both piles. And like I said, if this resonates as a theme for you, please, by all means, claim both readings if that's your prerogative. So 6:47. 6 minutes, 47 seconds for pile 1. All right, we have the timestamp, and I will remember when we're done here to timestamp it. And we had another donation come in, which I will check soon enough. But we have self-employment to get us started. This is pile 1, for those of you just joining us. Pile 2, but we're solidly into the timestamp of pile 1, so let's get going. Pile 1, self-employment. All right, so we are going to start with the Soul Trees Oracle, just to see anything you need to know, themes coming up in your life. And I'm going to say that these readings they feel timely for about the next 2, maybe 3 weeks. Because again, there's no hard stop to a lot of these readings or energies. And if at any point you hear something that you're just like, no, I don't claim that, you don't have to claim it. You can be forewarned and forearmed to know that that's not the reality I'm signing up for, and you can change it, you can shift it, you can rebuke it, whatever you want. But if it feels like what you're wanting, allow it to come in, of course, in alignment with your true spirit. Here we go. Pile 1. We have completion. Okay, so some of you are deciding to complete something so you can step more fully into a self-employment. Even if you are keeping a 9-to-5 job or another income of some kind, you're completing something to get you closer to self-employment. For those of you that have nothing to do with self-employment, you just thought the card was pretty, there is this sense of completion that may eventually lead you to some sort of side hustle or something you're doing as a hobby that actually ends up becoming some sort of business or self-employment area for you. But yeah, there's something some of you are actually completing that becomes a new beginning. It's very world energy here, but the full moon. So during the next full moon, which I believe is the 19th, and the only reason I know that is because I looked into this big deep dive of astrology, which my note is on the floor here. The fan blows all my papers around, so I swear I'm not this big of a pig, I swear. But I made a long list of astrology stuff for the month of August, kind of leading us into September. If you missed that one, it's labeled, I think it's about 3 live streams back on my page if you want the deep dive into Mercury retrograde and all the crazy planetary astrological things going on this month. You can check it out. It's just a few live streams before this one. But yes, during the full moon, there's this completion. And I remember saying during that live stream, there's a big aha moment coming for so many of us, especially if you have any Leo placements, any planets in Leo, any of your fire signs, really, because there's trines being formed to all the fire signs, but also Gemini, Libra, Taurus, and Cancer, and Virgo are all in this mix. Oh, Crazy Tempest, hello, you won the drawing on the last live stream on Wednesday. So go check it out. You can stick around, but when you're finished here, go check it out. I even have your timestamp. It's 1:25:05. But I timestamped that most recent live stream for you. So go check it out. You won. We pulled your name out of our drawing bag. Yay, I'm so glad you're here. But yes, completion, something coming up, aha moments. But let's get into some tarot. And I kind of switched out. I was like feeling a little stagnant with some of the decks I've been using, so I switched it out. I mean, I have a million decks, it feels like. So I'm like, let's bring some new, fresh life, fresh energy into our readings. This is the Wake Me Up Tarot. So some of you just maybe are having a hard time waking up or showing up or waking up to what it could be that you need to do to complete to get into this self-employment phase for yourself. We have the Six of Pentacles, so there's a give and a take. Some of you might be needing to or thinking about, well, I can't just do all this on myself. Maybe you're needing crowdfunding or a loan, Kickstarters, things like this to get your project off the ground. You don't have to do it all alone. And this can even be your spirit or like the spiritual realm, the elementals, the earth, the universe itself, stepping in to give you a helping hand. It almost reminds me of God. Is it Da Vinci? I think it's Da Vinci's painting of God and man, and it might be Adam, but God's just slightly above, like reaching down to touch the hand. That's almost what this reminds me of. And there might even be a story behind that art piece, pile one, that you can go look into. I can't remember, God and man or something, but it almost looks like he's, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm seeing it in my mind's eye, like almost like hanging out on top of what looks like a human brain almost. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. I may be trying to combine two different known paintings into one. I don't even know. If anyone knows the name of that painting, go ahead and put it in the chat or the comments if this is later on and you're seeing this. Feel free. But yes, there's a helping hand. I see like a divine intervention, a helping hand of some kind. All right, what else do we need to know for pile number one? Ooh, here it goes. The Tower. Okay. Again, this to me feels like a tower moment you are self-detonating. This is not coming out of nowhere. This is not, well, that's news to me. No, you know this is coming, and you're the one pulling the trigger or detonating. This can look something as simple as, oh my gosh, the clutter on my counter, the clutter in that closet is just out of control. I'm going to literally detonate the clutter tower and bring it all down and maybe donate some things, throw some things away. I swear, I'm so excited though. Like the energy is very supportive for an exciting, like, let's just roll our sleeves up, get dirty for a minute to get things clean again and get that energy flowing. Maybe some feng shui or Vastu Shastra issues with the energy flow in the home, depending on clutter is just not a good idea. Me, Miss Clutter Queen here in this office room. Clutter is just not a good idea for like optimal energy flow. That includes in your body, in your cells, in your home, in your car, just in your yard, just having a bunch of clutter around. It's always a good idea to just have some space around you. You don't have to go full on minimalist or anything, but pile one, there is this energy of needing to get rid of some toxicity, some old stagnant energy, and maybe even just just changing the way that you do your routine up just a bit. Or is maybe if you're like me and use the same exact coffee cup every day, you just rinse it out, wash, rinse, repeat. And this is mushroom coffee, by the way. And I like the little mushroom on the bottom. It's so fun. But maybe instead you want like a really colorful, fun, vibrant cup for a few weeks or something. Or maybe you're just like, I'm sick of using the same thing every day. Let me just try a new one every day. Little simple life hacks like this, pile one, can really elevate and almost help you romanticize your even mundane moments of life, to help you through any transitions. And for some of you, just mentioning transitions, those of you that selected pile one that maybe have kids and, kind of that time of year where either they've recently gone back to school, they're about to go back to school, or you're an empty nester and you're still kind of getting your bearings with that. This is about, just there are seasons and cycles within life, and you're just honoring the end of one cycle the destruction of one cycle to be able to build up a really strong, good foundation for the next cycle. So it's very fun energy here. I'm going to end your reading pile 1 with a mindful message. This is a fun little deck. So I'll just read the card and probably not add much more of my 2 cents to it unless I feel so inclined. But here we go. It's this one. It flipped on me. So here we have Edge of Greatness. It's very Fool energy here. Look at that. But like World and also 3 of like Wands kind of. But it says, the universe is opening doors for me, bringing opportunities my way. I don't crumble at the edge of my greatness. I take the opportunities that come and walk through the doors with confidence. And for some of you, that is with launching a business or just finding a way to get started once and for all. And for those of you that do want a screenshot of this, I'll just hold it up because this is kind of a nice little mantra to say to yourself to keep that confidence and know that those opportunities are still coming. So yes, time to level up. Yes, and I have chills now. So there is this, those death moments, even when we're ready for them, those tower moments when we're ready for them, even when we're ready for them, they can still be bittersweet or have that silver lining or be difficult in some way, but we're still having fun maybe or getting through it or learning something new. There's a lot going on energetically with one beginning or one ending transitioning into a new beginning. So, and of course, if you're wondering about the astrology involved with all of this, go back to that reading I did recently on the live stream. It's called Mercury Retrograde and the Astrology of August, or August Astrology plus Mercury Retrograde. It's like not this live stream we're on, not the one before, but the one before that. So like 3 live streams back to check that out. And of course, Crazy Tempest, go check out your reading. Since you won. All right, let's put these cards back. And then we're going to get into pile 2. Timestamp for pile 2. All right. Just want to make sure I'm putting everything back in the right deck, and we're going to use the same decks and same number of cards for pile 2 so we don't skimp out on pile 2's reading. Okay. Sure. Okay, so some of these might be in upside down. I don't know. We'll just wing it and roll with it. Oh, it says my disk space is almost full, so that might be a message for somebody, like clear disk space, declutter your electronic media or your electronic devices. So 1652, pile 2. Let's get into it. For pile 2, those of you that selected the finances card, there may be an overhaul coming to your finances. And, August astrology aside, I was just mentioning in pile 1. If you're here from pile 1, hi, sorry you have to hear this as well. But I did a live stream called August Astrology and Mercury Retrograde about 2 to 3 live streams back. So you can go check that out to get the full skinny on like what's going on and kind of what's being set the stage for the rest of the year going in, even into 2025. A lot of financial woes and issues for a lot of people out there. So if you're struggling financially, or if you're doing well financially, just stay tuned because there is some information going to be coming through for you on what's going on. But there's definitely like, I'm seeing in my mind's eye, like someone holding up a magnifying glass, and then I'm seeing like money. Not like you're trying to catch the sun and burn your money. Some of you may feel like, well, no matter what I do, it's like the money's just gone before I even know that it exists in my pocket or whatever. But Amber's like me. But I'm seeing like with a fine-tooth comb, really zooming in on the details of where is every nickel, every dime, every penny going, and getting a like accurate read of your actual spending, your actual budget. What bills do you have? What money's coming in? It might be very important. Yeah, I'm getting chills. It's going to be very important for those of you that selected pile 2 to just really watch your money and have some sort of strategy or budget game plan as far as your finances go. And yes, look at this, because some of you maybe, I have chills, you guys. And this is not to say that, oh, hard times are coming. I mean, I think for a lot of people, not even just in the US, but worldwide, like there's the D word has been thrown around. Think of back to the 1930s, the thing that, once you go beyond a recession and you get into the D word, dare I say depression, that's what a lot of people are feeling, like the lack mentality, the scarcity of those times that, maybe your ancestors that lived through the Great Depression, you're feeling that in your bones. And it is not a you problem. This is a collective theme because that what do we call? I want to try to kind of use code words because it starts with the word federal, and it's something you reserve for later. You want to reserve a table, but it's federal. Get what I'm saying? But it's actually not federal. It's privately owned by a very corrupt set of individuals. Let's just put it out there. That instituted this around 1912, 1913. And of course, about 15, 16, 17 years after that got initiated, you have a big bust, a boom and then a bust as far as the Great Depression went. And they've just been printing fake money and, just hyper stimulating the economy, but it's fake stimulation. It's not even real. It's with fake money, basically, that they're just printing out of thin air. It's not backed by gold, which nothing has been backed by gold since this reserve into the federal, you get what I'm saying, was put into place. Well, this system already was meant to not benefit your everyday Joe. And things are hitting the fan maybe a little bit in the system itself. Well, we can, I guess, be rest assured that if one person's feeling it, I mean, unless you're that like 1% that like you have so many resources, so much money, like nothing could touch you, which that's not us though. That's not us watching this channel right now and tuning in. But we as a collective are all going to be going through this. But I guess that's where our comfort also lies, is it's not just you suffering or struggling or having ish hit the fan. It's everybody. So really, if money just ceases to exist or they try to change it in some way that feels very drastic or dramatic, digital, we're all going to be affected. It's going to be a collective shift. And of course, if there are things you want to do to either prepare or just decide, I'm not cooperating, I am not participating, I rebuke any of this, please do your rituals, your intentions, do all the things you want to do. Yes, exactly, Amber. Do what you need to do for yourself in line with your true spirit to basically lift yourself out of any timeline where there is a big collapse. Or, but that's just the thing. Do we want to continue in these false, broken systems? Because now is kind of a time where we can break it all to the ground. Kind of that tower moment we were talking about in group 1. Possibility of this feels very collective, but you that selected pile 2, this may be something that scares you, just hearing the news or hearing people talk or just seeing how much everything costs these days and how much money, again, with your magnifying glass on your money, like this money's just not going as far as it once did, which everybody that isn't that 1% is really feeling the crunch. They really are. Where did I go next? I think I did this next. Yes, the Wake Me Up Tarot for pile 2. What else do they need to know about what we've been tuning into, or just anything in addition for their reading? What else does pile 2 need to know? I just got chills again. So, okay, Page of Cups and the Lovers. Okay, I love this Page of Cups though because it's so hopeful. It is so hopeful, and maybe even looking to the children just to kind of gauge how they're moving their way. Of course, many children don't have a lot of finances themselves or access to a lot of finances. They're very dependent usually on their parents, but just watching how children operate in these changing, the next 2 to 3 weeks. There's something specifically, I mean, this reading feels like it's stretching over the next few years, but also over these next 2 to 3 weeks, you're going to start to see a shift financially for yourself. But the Lovers card here is indicating some decisions to be made. Maybe you're cutting out some of what you maybe consider more entertainment or frivolous spending. A lot of people, that's the first thing usually to go when times get hard, because we need to eat, we need to keep a roof over our heads. Usually we need some form of transportation. Those kind of things kind of have to be paid for month after month after month. But, usually your entertainment can take a hit because there's a lot of free entertainment out there. Like me right now doing this, free entertainment. Or going to the library, going to the local, find out what's going on in your local area. And there's a lot of free events. If you can pay for your gas to get there, usually there's enough out there that's free that you can still feel like you're being entertained or having fun with your life. But for someone watching this could indicate potential pregnancy or news that a grandchild is on the way for those of you that are kind of out of that fertile arena for your own selves. Or just a fertile new idea, new opportunity. But this feels like something that originates within you, like an embryo, implanting and kind of originating within you. That's kind of, so this is like a good idea. but it's gonna contribute to you maybe making some changes. At least one pretty major change shift in your life. It could even result around your food consumption or spending quality time with those you love. Or both. Maybe you're deciding, hey, instead of everybody running off and scattering in their directions when we eat dinner, let's sit down as a family. That's something that's been very important to me, just as a mom and a wife, to have those from day one of my babies being born, is to have family meal times, and especially dinner. Lunch can get a bit, especially in the summer. The kids, we're usually playing board games or something, so the table's kind of like taken up. So we're like kind of standing over at the counter eating our lunch, and but we're all still kind of talking and communicating. So this might just be you are still communicating, or trying to make shifts to where you are feeling more connected. Because especially if the ish hits the fan for the world economy in such regards, our connections and our help and support, and maybe even for some people reliance on those we love, may need to amp up a little bit. All right, what else were we gonna get? We got our butterfly, we got this. I'm trying to use all the same decks I did for pile one. Yes, so now we have our mindful message. Hi, Brianna. We're doing a pick a card. We're currently at the end here of pile 2. All right, what else does pile 2 need to know? And we have here present. So we can either take this as a gift or, being in the moment. But let's read. And a lot of times this here does feel like a present or a gift, but also being present so you don't miss the magic of everyday life and connections in your life. All right, let's read the card and then I'll show it to you guys, those of you that want to take a screenshot. So in this present moment, I have nothing to worry about. Scarcity, finances, nothing to worry about. And I know, spiritually bypassing, no. It's about feeling that, okay, this is a real possibility for this world, but I don't have to have that be my reality. And I'm seeing all of these sylphs, the sky elementals, the air elementals. Let me just show you guys. Hopefully we can see it on camera. And then I'll get back to your message. But do you see them? They're all wispy, just very wispy. I love it. So pretty. But yes, we've got a little bit of fire smoke out there. You can still kind of see the mountains, but not as bad as I thought it was going to be, just knowing how many fires are out and about right now in my area. The air quality's actually been pretty good, so yay. Let me read your present mindful message. So in this present moment, I have nothing to worry about. I take my life step by step as I follow my desires and intuition, and maybe even knowing when to buckle down or when to pull back spending wise, just going back to our original message here. Joyfully overcoming any bumps along the way. When I live like this, I don't have to worry about the future. And that's kind of the exact opposite of this combination we got to start about being scarce in the finances. Not having to worry, because that is just having stability and security is like 9/10 of just being able to breathe in this world, because it is such it's dog eat dog world out there, But yeah, let me just hold that up for those that want the screenshot. Okay, and that was pile 2. So we have 2 donations that have come in. First one from Florence. Take a quick drink of water before we get fully into our donations today. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I always enjoy. Where did I put my soul trees? There it is. I always enjoy doing pick a cards, and it's been a while. I mean, I've done one here or there on this live stream or over on the Done Creative. I did one a couple weeks ago. I did a live stream over there just to kind of take a finger on the pulse of what's going on over there. Not a lot, let's just say that, but that's okay. I still am thinking of doing pick a cards over there just because I love doing pick a cards, and for those few that do get notified and stuff that enjoy them, I'm glad, and I want to do that for those of you that get those notifications or that know that it's happening and feel any kind of value from that. So thank you for hanging out with me for our pick a cards. Sorry, I'm getting texted. Like I said, my father-in-law is in the hospital, and developments since then, they realized that since he got the new pacemaker, he'd had a pacemaker for like years before they replaced it last May of 2023. Or sorry, May of this year. And ever since May, though, he's just been like up and down with his health and his like energy levels and stuff. And they've decided that with the staph infection, the MRSA, MRSA that he has, and just the fact that it just didn't take or something, and it's been causing these infections, they are taking it out. So he just went back for surgery. I just got the notification. So if you can just keep him in your thoughts. Yeah, he's 84, so he's, you know, a little older. Yes, he was in good spirits as of last night. We went to visit him. But because he has the infection, of course, we had to get out of my albums here and just go back to normal pictures here. But yeah, so we had to like gown up to go see him. This was me on Tuesday, but yeah. So yeah, he's in pretty good spirits, and we notice that when we are lighthearted and, oh yeah, you got this, like it'll be a few days until you feel better. But like when we're positive and laughing and joking, he tends to be positive and laughing and joking. And at first, when he saw like just his youngest son was really not taking it easy, because he didn't go through that. He lived at a distance when my father-in-law was in the hospital back, I want to say around 2018, 2019, he was really struggling with his health. He got an E. coli infection, or E. coli bacteria, that really did a number on him. And he was out for pretty much 2 years. It really put him down, but he built himself back up, and I know he's going to be able to do it again. But the youngest son wasn't taking it very well, and it was hard for him to hide his own emotions from the group and from his dad. So that kind of got my father-in-law down, like, oh God, maybe this is serious. Like, no, it's okay. Not in that like let's lie to him kind of way, but you know, our bodies have that innate intelligence, and when you are coming from a positive place and you feel you have that support system, you're going to heal much better than if everybody's like, oh God, this sucks, this is the worst thing ever, and then they bring you down, and then your body can't do its thing because cortisol levels are off the charts, and we're trying to keep things even keel. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. Yeah, he's gonna be all right. I feel it in my bones. You sent a lot of energy and protection. Saw him in a bubble of soft golden light all around being operated on. Thank you so much. Yeah, I kind of sent my like energies over there too. So hopefully he's it's just gonna, I guess it's a pretty easy procedure. They are going through like the groin. I think there's like I'm not a doctor, do not quote me on this, but like some, I don't know if it's veins or arteries or what, that they go through the groin up into the heart to, I don't even know. But yeah, so they're gonna be doing that today, and yeah, thank you for your support, you guys. I appreciate that. But let's get into, Florence did leave her question, and let me see who the other donation was. We also have a 1-card read for Michelle, which you guys know me, it's never a 1-card read, but that's just kind of how I advertise it as, I guess. Donation list. Okay, so Michelle, I can spell, I swear. So Michelle will be on deck with a 1-card. That's not how you spell Michelle. 1 card. There we are. Okay. That is, so we're going to start with Florence. So since we're starting with her, we don't need to put her on the list. So we're just going to dive right in. Just let me know that you're here, Florence. I can also timestamp. That's not a worry, but let me just go Florence B, just in case we don't hear from her. Oh, creation of Adam. Yeah, I knew it had something to do with Adam. Yeah, in the 16th chapel. Yes, that's right, Crazy Tempest. Thank you. That's why my name kept popping up in Crazy Tempest's head. Yes, because you won. Congratulations. That's so fun. Sorry, I'm just kind of going back to catch up on comments. Hi, Banana Anna S. I missed someone else. Via Flore or Flor. I'm not sure how to say your name. Hello. Welcome. Brandy Lynn is here, but out running errands, and she'll try to catch the replay if she can make it. Awesome. Okay. So Florence says she's pretty overwhelmed right now. So much happening at the same time. I have a huge water damage with mold in my condo. Oh no. I probably need to move out in 1 or 2 weeks. I actually wanted to go on a retreat in August or September before going back to Spain. Want to move there eventually. Could you give me some guidance on the situation and just like in general right now? Will the renovation go smoothly? Yes, let's tune in. So tuning in to Florence's true spirit. What does she need to know about, first and foremost, the renovation going smoothly with all the mold damage and water damage going on in her condo? Will the renovation go smoothly for Florence? We have 10 of cups. Okay, so things may not be as dire as or as damaged as you think, maybe, or maybe they're more surface level rather than all the way down to the floorboards. But this is a pleasant surprise here. This feels like, okay, I got this. Let's get some further guidance on, will the renovation go smoothly? So 2 of Swords and the Hierophant. Okay, so it feels like, yes, you're passing the baton, so to speak, to someone who knows. So it's like hiring the professionals, hiring contractors, or people who do drywall. You're hiring those people. People who do the plumbing, you're hiring those people instead of trying to DIY it or what have you. That's going to be your best bet for things to go smoothly. With this 2 of Swords, this Hierophant did come out with it to kind of clarify it, and the 2 of Swords sometimes can indicate confusion or just being like unsure, like, who do I even hire? I don't even know what price point am I getting taken advantage of. Is this a good deal? Is this not a good deal? If you're working with insurance companies, there may be just some confusion as far as well, what's covered, what's not covered. But doing things by the book, passing the knowledge, passing the wisdom to those who know what they're doing is going to be your best bet. But also just trusting your own intuition about things as well, and your emotional state. Let's just get one more card on that situation, and then we'll also tune into just life in general with things just feeling very overwhelming for Florence, and see how we can take some deep breaths and bring that back down for her. All right, as far as the renovation, okay, 7 of Swords. Yeah, you almost want to check and double check and triple check, especially if you're doing anything, you're moving out in 1 to 2 weeks. If that work starts within those weeks, just be mindful that we're in Mercury retrograde and we have some pretty crazy astrological stuff going on this month that, as far as signing any contracts or getting the right, communicating this is the work I need done, and then them writing that up in the contract and actually doing the work you need done for the price you agreed upon, may not go so smoothly during this August Mercury retrograde, which it goes direct again around August 28th. But it takes about 2 weeks to really get going again, maybe even 3 weeks. So we're looking already at mid-September probably before it would be in your best interest to sign anything and get the best deal. Because people might be out here saying, oh yeah, I can do all that for this price, but then they're like, well, I didn't factor this in. Oh, I didn't factor that in. We actually had more over here. But again, remember, what actually needs repaired is less severe, or the damage that's been done is less severe than you maybe even think at this point. But that doesn't mean someone out there might not try to take advantage of that. But let's see just the outcome if Florence kind of tries to. But of course, with mold, and water damage, it's going to continue to grow. That mold is going to get worse and worse. So there is kind of this time element involved as well. But I want you to be, getting your best deal, not being lied to, cheated on, or cheated from, stolen from, with the energy at play in just getting your renovations done for a fair price. I did see the balance of the 6 of Pentacles on the back of the deck, so just asking your true spirit and any divine guidance that you subscribe to in any way to help cover you and this renovation. Almost said resonation, resonate, what resonates, what doesn't, to kind of help you through the struggle of this renovation. Because a renovation that you're excited and planned and prepared for, again, like we were saying, I think it was in group 1, even those best laid plans and the things we're excited to do can still have those silver linings or feel kind of bittersweet in a way. But the things that we were completely unprepared for, like those tower moments that just come out of nowhere, or we just don't want to even be dealing with this headache right now, but there it is, it's in our face, we have to deal with it. Sometimes just tuning into your spirit, being very present in the moment, not borrowing trouble from 3 weeks down the road can be your best bet. But of course, looking ahead to kind of gauge and make plans, it is important, I think, in this regard, especially to get these renovations and repairs done in a timely manner, because you want to get that mold, you want to get that water dried up, you want to get that mold removed as soon as possible, but again, without being taken advantage of. So let's get an outcome for the renovation when all is said and done. How will Florence feel about these renovations and just the whole process and everything? We have judgment. So yeah, you're learning something from this, but you're also being set free. Look at the binds, the ropes are being removed by fire, not even by like cutting. Like air energy would be more cutting that out. This is like fire. So there might be a lot of divine thoughts or guidance from your spirit coming in to help you through this. You may even get signs, symbols, synchronicities through like random phone calls you're getting, like the numbers, even if it's a spam call, or maybe just look at the numbers and see if there's any significant angel numbers or anything in there. And then also we have a little feather, just letting you know that spirit, it has your back here. But let's get some guidance on just life in general for Florence, since she's feeling a bit overwhelmed. Let's finish her reading by getting some guidance on just being able to feel like she's more in her sovereignty, more in control of the situation. All right, I'm going to scroll back down. Oh, she's here, but times 7 would be great. Yes, I will definitely do that for you. All right. Life in general, Florence, feeling overwhelmed. Okay. Yes. What was I saying about getting you feeling more back in your power? Look at that. So, if you were here during the portion of pick a card, pile 2 had this card come out, and this is about really leaning into positive surprises or your creative solutions, and especially pairing that up with the Emperor. This is a pretty powerful combination for things going your way in life in general, because we kind of already did the reading, but of course, reading for the renovation. But of course, the renovation kind of is part of your life in general for kind of the near future. So we're including that in this portion of your reading as well. But you're going to be feeling back on top in no time. So I think if you are planning some sort of retreat, that would be an amazing thing to do for yourself, to just kind of get your bearings and figure out what you want to do. And then we have spirit here. It did come out in reverse because I was shuffling upside down, because I do that sometimes on accident. It almost feels like a mother holding out a baby, almost like the Lion King. Kind of see that in the picture here, which I think a lot of these pictures were like watercolors. And sometimes watercolors, when you add that paint to the water, it can kind of have a mind of its own and just spread or go over here or do this. So it's almost like actions you're taking or wheels you're setting into motion may have surprising outcomes, and not surprising in a, oh God, this again, but like surprising in a, oh wow, that actually went my way. That actually worked out. That's awesome. But spirit literally has your back, and tuning into your spiritual practices, doing your self-care, communicating with your own true spirit or any God or guides or, whatever it is that you lean on spiritually for that support. I'd say now is a really big time for you to really lean in to your spiritual practice. All right. And life in general, just anything else Florence needs to know before we wrap up her reading. And of course, some of these cards I think are just in here upside down, but creativity was upside down. And again, it's a soul trees deck, but there's no tree to be found that I can see here on this card. So maybe your creativity is feeling a little want, a little like, where is my creativity? And this is a very amazing creative life force energy card, especially feeling emotionally connected to your creations. And even if you're not out there painting or drawing or doing anything we would deem relatively creative, your life itself is a canvas which you are creating at every moment. So you may even be feeling like life is like creating the brushstrokes for you and you have no control. But again, going back to that Emperor energy, you're going to be having more sense of control coming in to kind of turn the frown upside down on your creative life force energy. And of course, your creativity really does wellspring from that sacral chakra energy, which is that orange energy, per the, chakra system and what have you. But really tuning in and balancing that sacral chakra could really benefit you right now. Or doing something creative, even if you're not in a creative flow, creative mood. The other day I was a little bit bored and I didn't want to just go scroll my phone or, whatever. I wanted to do something, even if I wasn't quite feeling it in the moment. So I just picked up my adult coloring book, which I had put down for like 2 years maybe. I'm like, let me just, flip to a page that looks like it'd be fun to color and just get my markers out and just kind of get into this kind of meditative flow state. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's just literally a coloring book. I don't have to answer for this. It's just fun. It's therapeutic. It's meditative. It's satisfying to see the colors start to fill itself in around the, well, I'm filling it in on the page. So maybe just taking some time to do something that is a creative endeavor, even if you're not feeling it, because before you know it, it's kind of like instead of waiting to get that motivation or momentum, you're going to build it by just showing up and doing the thing, whatever that looks like for you, whether this is balancing your budget or doing some adult coloring book stuff or I see like organizing, like clothing. I don't know if something with a closet, something in a closet in one of your in your condo, like you're having to pull everything out of a closet. And maybe you're just deciding, well, I don't think all this needs to go back in there. I'm actually getting rid of that and that and that and that. And this is garbage over here. I really love this. So I definitely want to put this, like highlight this. So you're making some decisions, maybe even about your belongings, decluttering, purging, which I think kind of does go hand in hand with your renovations. So yeah, you're turning things around, or you're at least going to feel like you have more control of the situation. That does not go in that deck. Trying to put it in the wrong deck. You're going to feel like you have more semblance of control in the situation coming up for yourself there, Florence. So I hope that resonated for you. Thanks again. Oh, you decluttered all day today. Well, there you go. And look, cleanse. You're cleansing, you're purifying, you're detoxing the energies around you to allow more beneficial energy to flow into your life. So this, it sucks right now. Things are, a little stressful, overwhelming, but you're going to learn something from this, and you're actually going to come out on top and feel really inspired and really motivated for that next phase of life coming in, especially if you're making this transition from your renovation into, okay, now maybe I'm going to be selling this place because I want to move to Spain and start a whole new, not even a whole new chapter, but like a whole new book or story over in your life in Spain. So it feels very exciting. And I have Miss Sovereignty herself staring up at me from the back of the deck. Queen of Wands. Yes, this is about feeling empowered, feeling inspired, feeling motivated, just feeling like you're living your best life. Even if you're not feeling that right now, within 2 years, I see, because things take time. Within 2 years, you're really going to be feeling like, wow, 2 years ago, I could never have guessed this is where I was going to be. Whether that's location, whether that's financial status, whether that's just your overall feeling of happiness and abundance, whatever that looks like, whatever success means to you, within 2 years, Florence, you're going to be feeling a lot more successful than you are right this moment. So yay, Florence! We're so excited. I'm so excited for you. This feels like it's a much needed, like it's time. It's time for you to rise to this next level. And even if you're not feeling that motivation, inspiration yet, you very soon will be. So that's very exciting. We're rooting you on, Florence. Yay! Much love. Thanks again for your lovely donation, Florence. And again, congratulations on winning the giveaway a while back. And I'm glad you found that on the last live stream. I'm glad you found it. All right, Michelle for a one-card read. And look at her. She is Miss Johnny on the spot. She wants to get some guidance for the rest of August and going into September. I'm getting the chills already. So something is shaking up. Something is changing. Something is different. And I know, Michelle, you are a Leo. Correct me if I'm wrong. No, you're not a Leo. You're October. I don't know. You may be a Leo rising. For some reason, I'm putting Leo energy on you for whatever reason. No, your birthday's in October. Libra, but Leo moon, Leo Venus. There we go. It was the moon. It was the moon sign. Yes. So this to me, if you did not, I want to say you were at the August astrology live stream with Mercury retrograde that we did a few live streams back. But if you missed that, there's a lot of pertinent information because Libra is being affected. Leo is being affected in a big way by these astrological alignments. And of course, if you do not subscribe, you rebuke the energies, do whatever you need to do with any kind of ritual spells or just claiming your sovereignty to step out of the matrix, because there's a lot planned for your everyday person and just kind of the world at large this month that is already kicking off and just feels like I'm hearing that song, It's the End of the World as We Know It, but I feel fine. Like that's the energy you're bringing to the table. It's like, yeah, all this is going on in the world, but like I feel okay. But let's get into some cards for the rest of August, starting August 9th, all the way through kind of the beginning few weeks of September for Michelle, tuning into Michelle's true spirit. What does she need to know? The Lovers. So there's a decision you're making. I don't know if this is to decide to get back in the dating world or if you are going out on a date or if this is just kind of like we were tuning in with, I want to say it was pile 2 of our pick a card reading earlier in this live stream, about just making some dietary changes or um, changes to the way you show up in your friendships, your acquaintanceships, your coworkerships, your family relationships, all the relationships that are in your life, and really literally touching the hearts of those you love. I mean, look how that connection, they're eye gazing, they're, I mean, you don't have to get that intimate with your, your best friend or your coworkers or anything like that. But if you do have a really close person in your life, this would be a really great time to get together, have a gathering. If they are someone who lives at a distance from you, having a Zoom call or a FaceTime to just reconnect with that person, be the male, female, family, or friend, or, if they have a closeness to you, now's the time to really reach out and rekindle or just really enhance that connection. Again, be them a friend, a family member, a cousin. I guess cousin is family member, but you get what I'm saying. To just tune in and just check in with those you love. Not dating yet. Someone from my past came back, but I'm not sure if I should give it a shot. Well, let's just ask real quick. Let's just ask, should you give it a shot? You're kind of like, I don't know. But it's like you got a new message and there's an Ace of Cups there. Could be exciting, especially if they did reach out to you online in some capacity. And this is you looking at your life kind of as it was before this person came back into your life. Maybe this is the connection they are talking about in the cards here, is just kind of rekindling that, or just seeing what happens. Just having no real expectation about it, but just dipping back in just to reconnect as the people that you two are now, and just see if there's any chemistry or any flow with the energy. And if not, hey, no worries. And if there is, hey, cool. Let's explore this. Let's see what's going on. Hi, Julie's video. Welcome. But yeah, there's something that even if life right now, sorry, put the wrong card down. Even if life right now is you're just kind of like, ugh, I'm just over looking at the same four walls, talking to the same coworkers, doing the same routines, there's an opportunity coming in that's going to like pique your interest and kind of switch everything for you. I mean, you're the one deciding to make these shifts and switches and changes for yourself. But there's some maybe external catalyst that is inspiring you to make some shifts and changes in your life. And it actually feels really exciting, to be honest. But let's tune in and see. I'm going to go Everyday Witch Oracle and just see what are these changes coming in for the rest of August going into September for Michelle, these exciting changes. Well, meditation for creativity. So this could be a creative inspiration or idea. And again, like we were saying with Florence's reading, creativity doesn't have to be straight up putting paint on a canvas. I mean, this can be literally more of a metaphor for your life, the canvas of your life, having creative solutions to where you feel like you've been in a rut or blocked from being able to move to that next level in your life. You're finding creative ways. And this can be as simple as just before you go to bed at night, or, as you're journaling, or, whatever your routine looks like, but just asking or tuning into your true spirit to show you that next step, or to, enlighten you as to what it is that your mission is in your health, your dating life, your work life, just, your own personal development and self-care, and what that looks like for you. Because you're wanting to level up, even if you're not knowing right in this moment exactly how to do so. You have this kind of almost itch or urge to start, at least coming up in the rest of this month going into September. You're going to get this itch or urge to just kind of move out of almost like feeling almost like a zombie in your own life, just kind of same-ish, different day, wake up, go to work, do this, do that. You're looking to switch it up and switch it up in a way that's going to feel really supportive for you to, again, level up, to feel like your best version. All right, I want to go to the Love Who You Are deck. This is kind of a self-care deck, but there's other types of information in here as well. I know this is a one-card read, but I feel like I need to get just a little bit more for you. Anything else for Michelle before we close out? Protect your boundaries. Yes, so it's always going to be important, even when you are feeling creative, feeling a certain type of way, ready to get back out there, especially with people from your past, because, usually there's a reason people kind of go their separate ways, or sometimes they're just not. But if there was a good reason for you and this person from your past kind of going your separate ways at one point, but now you're kind of coming back together, remembering those boundaries through the process. Like if this person was really good at getting you to overextend yourself, or step out of your comfort zone, but in ways that weren't beneficial for you, just keep that as kind of like a ding, ding, ding radar, that if they kind of fall back into their own old patterns with you with those things, that you're very mindful of that. But just making sure you're getting proper rest, proper nutrition, proper care of your own self before you extend yourself to all the other people in your life. And especially since you don't have kids or a significant other at this point, it's usually a lot easier just to be able to kind of be in your own bubble and only extend to the invitations, say yes to the invitations that are sent to you that you feel like are a hell yes for you, and be able to say no to the things that are kind of not a hell yes, even if they're kind of I could, but if they're not a hell yes right now, it's kind of a hell no, so that you can use that energy to focus on you, to make these decisions or choices that are going to lead you for the rest of this month going into September, to that next big level up for yourself. All right, Michelle, I hope that resonated for you. Thank you for the donation, Julie's video. You're so sweet. Good to see you. I hope your kitty is doing good. You're so welcome. Yeah, it feels like astrologically, it's weird because August does feel a lot like a dumpster fire if you look at the astrology. But me just taking it day by day, minute by minute in my own personal life, things feel pretty damn amazing. And I'm like quadruply affected by, allegedly, by these energies, but it's like I'm stepped out of it somehow. I'm just like, cool. That's the dumpster fire that's going on over here. And again, I'm not seeking out these news-worthy events. They're coming to me. Either my husband mentions it, or my mother-in-law, or whoever that's around me mentions something, and I'm just kind of like, oh, okay. Like, I have no idea, but cool. A lot of this just doesn't affect me, I guess, because I've said no to a lot of these, like we've got in pile 2 about the scarcity mindset and the big financial collapse. And yes, I think everyone can agree that things need to change around here, but that doesn't mean we need to struggle through those shifts and changes. But that being said, even those good changes we want to make in life can be a little bit difficult from time to time. So it's not always going to be rainbows, roses, ponies, and unicorns and all the things. But when we get moments of rainbows, roses, ponies, and unicorns, hey, let's embrace them, because they don't last very long usually. So I'm in this era of just embracing the chaos and just feeling kind of good through it right now, honestly. That may change tomorrow or the next day, but hey, at least right now I'm bumping along pretty good in these energies. Yeah. And the solar flares have been like off the chain lately. This whole year has just been like record breaking with solar activity. Yeah. So it's crazy. Yeah. Amber's just taking it day by day. And that's like my best advice. And even minute by minute, if that's where you're at. If you're feeling like you're at rock bottom, dark night of the soul energy going on, take it moment by moment. And maybe you'll have some really great moments, and then the next few moments aren't so great. But again, ebb and flow with it. But yeah, Michelle, it feels pretty darn good. It's like you're just like, what astrology? That's not affecting me at all. And thank God, because there's so much going on out there that we don't need that noise. We just don't need that noise, Yeah, you're exhausted since yesterday. I feel like sleeping. Yeah, it's weird because I've been feeling like doing this intermittent fasting thing. Like I've been feeling tired, but I still feel like when I wake up in the morning, like I feel ready to go in the day. It's just about kind of midday when those kind of detox symptoms kind of rear up a little bit. I'm like, oh, I could use a nap, like yawning and just ready to just kind of, and most days I will fall asleep, but it's like 5 to 10 minutes. And then when I do wake up, I'm like, ready to go. But I may lay in bed and just kind of read and relax, because even just relaxing, there's value in just relaxing, even if you're not going to take a nap or whatever. Especially if you've got a very busy, rushing lifestyle, just building in moments of relaxation are like key to get you to that next rushing moment, So yeah, if you can't sleep, rest. It's important. Not all day, all the time, but when you're feeling the need to, honor your body, because your body's giving you constant feedback. It's just so many of us try to dull it out or push it away or ignore it. And I'm just personally done doing that, because especially trying to just make it through those early years of being a mom, where you're just your body's screaming at you that you need a break, but you're like, well, I have to get my older one to soccer, and my youngest one is still breastfeeding and needs, this and that and whatever. And it's like you kind of do in those times sacrifice your own almost sanity, but of course rest and relaxation, because it's just that's the phase of life you're in. But when you can get to a phase where your kids are maybe more independent, or those of you that don't have kids and people relying on you, and you can feasibly take those times to rest and relax, do it. It's so therapeutic and recovering for your energy that it's so good. John's here. Hi, John. We did a pick a card at the beginning. It was fun. We went on a ride. Let's see. We still have a giveaway and a drawing coming up, which may be happening right now, actually. Yes. Yes, that's what we're going to do right now. We finished our 2 donation readings, so let's get into our giveaway and our drawing. We found our original OG slip of paper. So slips of paper, stickies of paper. I'm actually going to cut off the hairy part that was face down on my carpet here. And we're going to cut some new strips of paper to add to what we already have to get us going for our giveaway and drawing today. I'm going to have to learn to write small again because these are smaller strips of paper. But I'm going to, here in just about 2 seconds, maybe 3, maybe 4, shuffle to determine what card are we pulling for today's giveaway. So go ahead and start guessing or determining or tuning in using your intuition. For some reason, I feel like the card that's coming out, we've already got it today in some pretty major way. I feel it. I may be wrong, but I feel it. Interesting. So we have not gotten this card today, but I'm feeling the energy of it. So it's kind of underlying what we've been talking about in a weird way. How funny is that? I love it. All right. So funny. The depiction more than the actual card itself. I'm just like blown away right now. Yeah. So interesting. Like in 3 different capacities here. I'm blown away right now. All right. I'm going to narrow it down. It's a pentacle card. It is a pentacle card. And as far as I can recall, we did not get this card yet today. We did get the one before it though. The card chronologically that comes before this card, we did get in one of the readings. I don't remember which one at this point. I have to think about it. Did anyone get it? Let's see. We're getting close. You guys have got some really close. Oh. So it's 1 through 10, somewhere in there. It's in the number section. 7 of Pentacles. Ding, 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 ding. But look, it's about really fine-tuning on your finances, and it's a stepping stone. I think that was in pile 2. Was it about being present? No, I don't know. It was a mindful message we did. It was about the person kind of walking up the step in this card. Was that pile 2? I think that was pile 2. This is very on point with pile 2. It feels to me. Yes, this. Present. See, it's like 1, then 2. Like 1 step at a time. And that's kind of the energy of 7 of Pentacles, is just kind of taking it day by day, moment by moment. I mean, 3 different ways this card is like replaying or relaying into what we've been talking about today. I can't believe it. That is crazy, isn't it? I love that. I had a feeling that the card was going to be very relevant to what we've been talking about pretty much all day today. And it is. Not that it is a card we've drawn yet today, but the depiction and the symbolism here, you can't make this stuff up. I love it so much. Yes, day by day. And you won the drawing. Or sorry, the giveaway. Maybe you're also going to win the drawing. Who knows? But those of you that are here, we have 8 people. Let's put an 888 in the chat. And that will let me know that you want to be entered into the drawing before we pull a new winner. And Crazy Tempest was the winner last live stream. And she came here and she got the information so she can go check out her reading. I love that. I love knowing that you guys are getting the readings, even if you're not on the live stream when I pulled your name. Like that just does my heart so good. I'm just so glad. Because I would think there'd be nothing worse than you get this free reading and you never see it. That's devastating to me. Like I hope everybody who gets drawn gets to see their message because to me that's so special. It's so important. You get what you signed up for here. All right. So we have Amber. Amber 9 in. Oh, I guess we're just gonna do this today because that's what I'm doing. So boom, into the pouch. Next we have who? Who do we have next? John. Let's get John in the mix here. John going into the pouch. Boom. And then Brandy Lynn. Brandy Lynn. And we also have, oh, that's my friend, one of my friends. I'm just only checking my phone today because my father-in-law's in surgery right now. For those of you that are just joining us, so any good vibes and positivity you could send his way that he gets through the surgery. It's a pretty non-invasive surgery, so it's not like the end of the world. But he's got MRSA, a staph infection, and a UTI, and we're just fingers crossing and just sending all the good positivity his way that he doesn't get any more infections or anything. He needs to heal and move beyond this. That's what we're hoping. Damini, welcome, Damini. Good to see you. It's been a while. I hope you're doing well. Let's get you in the drawing. So yes, I'm kind of keeping my phone close today. Not that I'm on it. It's close. And if it dings, like I got a text, I'm like, ooh, right on it today because making sure everybody's okay. Damini, going into the drawing. I'm taking my time at this for whatever reason. I'm sorry. I'm trying to speed this up. Julie's video. Okay. Get your name in the drawing today. And next we have Kashfi. Going in. And Banana Anna S. Boom. Got it. All right. Anyone else just joining us? Last call. Put an 888 in the chat, and I will enter you into the drawing. I see a name that was completely unfolded, so I fold it up here. Okay. Stir them up real good. Oh, someone fell out. Damini! We just put this in here and it fell out, so I think it's a sign. You are the one being pulled, but plot twist. We're pulling another name that's not going to fall out. I'm going to pull it. So we have two drawing winners today. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. And Brandy Lynn. And this is not from today because we have the orange marker. So Brandy Lynn and Damini, we've pulled both of your names out of the hat. So we're going to do your little readings after we do Amber's reading because she won the giveaway. But then we're going to do your readings. Look at that. You knew she will get it. That's so cool. Yay. Congrats, everybody. Yay. I just wish I got this like download. I was eating my breakfast this morning, later than normal breakfast because, intermittent fasting vibes. But I got this idea to do $7 Sunday. Not every Sunday, maybe once a month. Over on this channel, we'll do a $7 one card pull because, the economy's doing what it's doing and I want to keep things affordable for everybody. So I was thinking of doing like a one card $7 Sunday. Maybe once a month or so where we just do an hour's worth of kind of one card pull for $7. How's that sound? I'm like, $5 Friday sounds fun, but we already have a live stream on Friday, so $7 Sunday. I hope $7 is still affordable too. But yes, Amber, go ahead and post a question. We're going to get right into it for you. Yeah. I'm so thirsty. And my new straw, you have to like suck so much harder out of, but at least it doesn't leak. Not like the last one did. The last one I had for like 2 years and it served me well, but it started leaking. And every time I'm in the purse, in the car. My oldest is now 13 and weighs 1 pound more than me now. He weighs 1 pound more than me, and he's like to here on me, somewhere in here. Like he's almost as tall as me. So he's now allowed to sit in the front seat. I know, scandalous. When I was a kid, I was probably two sitting in the front seat or climbing on all of the seats with no seatbelt on because that's just what we did in the 80s and 90s. But yeah, he's old enough to sit in the front seat, and instead of setting my purse, propping it how I prefer on the passenger seat, he just throws it on the floor of the, usually I keep my car very clean, as clean as I can with two boys, but usually the front seat is like mine and my husband's domain because when my husband rides with us, when we take my car, I always have him drive. Like I prefer not to drive if I can help it. So when my husband drives, I sit in the passenger seat of my own car. But I like to keep the front seat clean, but he would be laying down my purse on the floor, and I have these like rubber mats with these grooves. So yes, if my old water bottle lid would leak, it'd catch all the water, which not totally tragic, but like I'd like to fill my water bottle up and know it's a full water bottle and not like, lose that much water on my floor every time that my son sets the water down there. So had to get a new lid, and it's working very well, but you just have to suck harder to get the water out. So I don't know why I had to go into detail on that, but there it is. There's that explanation for you today. What you never knew you needed to know. All right. You would like to know what Pluto interaction with K2 in my chart will bring with it. Oh, awesome. Oh, gosh, he's almost coming to your eyes. Isn't it crazy when your kids start getting like up in your range of height? It's the weirdest thing ever, I swear. Because you remember them just being these teeny tiny little babies when they were born, and just big enough to, when they were, a year old, to throw them up a little bit, catch them, and giggle with them. And I mean, I don't even think I could lift him anymore. I can give him a piggyback. I do lift him to pop his back. I make him cross his arms, and then I come up behind him and like lift him and pop his back. I can lift him for that, but like I can't cradle him in my arms anymore. He's a big boy. He's 13 now. But this secretly, I'm so like, I know probably I will have a talk with him soon. He still calls me mommy, and I love that. But when he's, at his basketball games and stuff around his peers and he's yelling, "Hey, mommy," blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't want him to be embarrassed or made fun of by his friends. So I'm going to tell him, hey, maybe when we're in public, you call me mom. I don't want to have that conversation because I love that he calls me that. I love that, but I don't want him to be made fun of or get embarrassed because he didn't know that you don't do that. Not that you don't do that, but like just society. A lot of 13 and teenage boys don't call their mom mommy. But like, I love it. How did I even get here? Oh, talking about kids' heights. Okay, so let's find out for Amber before I just go into story mode. Yeah. So it's not a thing that you're just gonna feel all of a sudden and then it goes away. It's like a build. Like you'll feel a build up with this K2 and Pluto action in your chart. But let's see exactly. I'm gonna move the names down here so I don't forget to do those before we go today. To see exactly, and I'm gonna go to the Cozy Witch Tarot to see how these energies in your chart are interacting and what that means for you. What's going on? What will it bring for you? Ooh, Knight of Wands. So it's funny because Seven of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, they're very slow moving energies, but this is a very quick moving energy. So it's funny because there may be times or kind of signals with other planetary alignments or transits possibly going on for you, Amber, that trigger some big event to feel like out of nowhere. All this doesn't have to even be bad though. K2, or the South Node of the Moon, is kind of like that. I've claimed this. I've already done this. It's like Mars energy on steroids, but like not in an overbearing kind of way like Mars energy can be. It just is. It just is. It knows it is what it is, and it doesn't have to like prove a point to anyone. There's no ego involved with K2. And Pluto is about tower moments and destruction and, crumbling down what isn't authentic. So where K2 is authenticity itself, if you think about it, if you really boil K2 down, it is about being authentic without all of the fluff and the ego and the masks and the mirrors. It's about, or smoke and mirrors, I should say. No illusion there. That's more Rahu's domain. K2 is what it is. And what I see with this is at times you may feel like whiplash of, between that north node, south node, but then Pluto being in the mix. Pluto is about destroying or, just crumbling what's not authentic. And it says sometimes you have to be willing to bend the rules a little. And what I'm getting with this is she's literally holding a candle, doing some sort of spell or ritual to break the bonds or binds of any planetary interaction in your chart or in your life that don't align with your true spirit. Because your spirit does somehow show up in your chart. And two of the places I am drawn to just personally and just with what I've learned from alternative, let's just call them alternative sources like Ola Wolny. And the funny thing with my main character's last name being Wolny, and then when I found out about Ola Wolny, and so much of what she speaks on are kind of underlying themes in my book series, it just blew my mind how synchronistic it all was. But this all, long, boring story short, to be telling you that you're allowed to break contracts. You're allowed to step outside the box or just rebuke anything that's not in your highest alignment. Of course, you can also use your astrology to your benefit since it's already there. So it's kind of like playing your own rules or making up your own rules with how K2 and Pluto are interacting or not in your chart. Oh my God, I remember I was talking about earlier. Yes, chills on breaking contracts. I'd say that's a very potent, powerful thing you can be doing. But let's just see anything else you need to know about this particular alignment in your chart. And the current transits and just anything you need to know in life in general because of this alignment. And we have, again, some of these cards are in upside down, but it says perception, and of course it's upside down. And we have this really big, like, full moon kind of going on in the background. And what was I saying about August 19th being this kind of epiphany point or time where those veils of illusion are going to be lifted? And that is the next full moon. So between now and the next full moon, Amber, this alignment, Pluto, K2, or any rituals you're doing to break contracts are actually going to shift your perception from that veil of illusion to crystal clear vision on something. This can even be like paradigm shifting, belief system shifting, another rude awakening from the awakening, yet another layer of rude awakening from the awakening coming in hot because of certain planetary placements mixed with your true spirit coming in to help you break out of these old boxes, which is really powerful. I love that. Let's also get a mindful message from your Pluto and K2 alignment here, just to see if there's any other guidance or wisdom these planets have to tell you at this time. Yes, remove the veils of illusion. You're planning to break one with the moon as well. Yes, that's so powerful. Look, magic. I love this. Okay, let's read it. There is magic and miracles all around me. Where others see coincidence, I see evidence of life's synchronicities. I love filling life with wonder and magic. It's way more fun that way. Yes. And you can screenshot this if you feel so inclined to just keep this with you to, let me cover my face, to keep you knowing that, hey, my spirit is the magic here. I don't have to just be in the walls or the blocks or binds of Pluto and K2 or Pluto K2 coming together or Mars transit aspecting this alignment in my chart. You don't have to be nailed down, as I drop it, nailed down to that energy. You can choose something different for yourself. And that's where that magician, magic, spirit energy comes in to lift the veils of deception, to let you know you have more power, more sovereignty, more magic than you think you do. And so many of us are, especially once we first discover, everybody knows what astrology, most people know what astrology is, even if they don't know the nuance of it. But once a lot of us that have had a spiritual awakening, we look into our own astrology and we almost claim it as yet another identity for ourselves because it resonates so strongly with us. But then we kind of peel back the layers. Well, why does it resonate so much? Does this mean we just don't have free will? Does this mean that this is who we're destined to be, and no matter what changes we want to make in our lives, this is what's mapped out for us? And then we start asking these deeper questions and realize, I don't want to be tied down to only this or only that. Yes, this really serves me. I love that, this creative alignment is in my chart or this cool thing's in my chart, but I don't like all this other noise over here. Well, you can pick and choose. And I know that might be a hot take that, if we have no free will, then I guess we have no free will. We can't pick and choose, but get your spirit on board. because it doesn't even exist in this matrix. Like it's not contained within the matrix. Yes, part of it's in here with you, as you, but the end all be all of your spirit is not contained within this false matrix. So you can tune in and tap into the realness of your spirit to help dissolve those veils of illusion and shift your perception. Once you realize a lot of what's actually going on out here is Maya, there is no solid, even your body is not solid. It is made up, yes, of matter, but there's so much infinite space between all the matter that it almost is like not even solid at all. But it feels very real and solid when you drive your car into a brick wall, right? It feels very real and solid at that point. I don't advise doing that. Don't do that, you guys. But yes, it's an illusion. And when we can get past the illusion of all of this, that's when we can really start allowing that magic to play in our lives. And it almost feels too fluffy, too woo-woo to be true. But what's the false of it all is what we deem as reality, what we see, taste, touch, smell, and hear, and maybe some other senses aren't even the reality of any of the end all be all of our spirit at all. None of it's real. And I know that's such a mind bender to wrap our heads around, but it's true. It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. All right, make sure I put this one back in the right. Yes, okay. And this one goes in this deck. Yes, okay. So I hope that resonated, Amber. Yeah, what a reading. We packed a powerful punch into that reading for you, hopefully. It might be something you want to watch again just to really unpack, because I feel like a lot came through with that. Yeah, come back to read. Yes, do it. I wish I'd time stamped it for you, but we're at 1 hour, 20 minutes and 41 seconds. So maybe 10 minutes prior to this, you'll be right around there. So about 1 hour, 10 minutes or so of this live stream will be right before we started this reading. I think somewhere in there. All right, let's start with Damini. Let's get your reading. Since you're here, you won. And then Brandy Lynn, we also drew your name to do today as well. I wanted to say to and today, and I said to do instead of ta-da. All right, Damini's still here. Yay, I'm glad. Okay, let's get a message. What does Damini need to know right now? And if you have a question in mind, you can just kind of keep it in your mind and think about it. Otherwise, you can just leave this open to spirit, whatever you need to know. Whatever your question is or whatever you need to know, let's get some information. Ooh, Ace of Pentacles, new opportunity. And it says here, wow, what an abundant opportunity. So this isn't just some fly-by-night little thing that's going to be a blip on the radar. This is an abundant opportunity. But this is up to you to make that kind of decision or choice, like lover's energy. Is this my opportunity? Is this going to be something that's going to bring abundance? And if not, it's okay to let it pass you by. Because anything that is meant for you and you pass it up, usually 10 times out of 10, it will come back around. Like, are you sure you don't want this opportunity? And same when we release or let go of things that we no longer want. Those opportunities or things come back into our life and we have to say no, maybe 2, 3, 4 times before that energy is just kind of reverberating out. And then we have 7 of Cups. So like, what are you choosing? Because there's a lot of potentials, opportunities, timelines available to you right now, Damini, that if you're just not happy with the prospects that you have in your current reality, like we were saying at the end of Amber's reading, it's an illusion. Like this, what we deem as the real of reality is just an illusion. So you might as well have fun with it and play pretend and make believe and imagine your highest opportunity coming in. And even some that maybe aren't your highest, but like kind of, mid-tier opportunities, because you can bring some new timelines on by allowing yourself to daydream and just be open energetically to new opportunities. And it says here, not every great option you're given will be a great option for you. Like we were saying with this one, is being reverberated to you. Not just taking these fly-by-night little blip on your radar opportunities, but those really big, great opportunities that you just get chills thinking about it. That's when you know the opportunities for you. And if you're kind of, I don't know, maybe yes, but one moment you're like, yeah, let's do it. And the next minute you're kind of like, oh, maybe not. Most likely that's not your opportunity. But if you hear about it and it excites you, you get chills, you can't stop thinking about it. Even if it scares you, you're like, oh no, that could never possibly be my reality. But it still excites you, lean into that. Yeah, there's an opportunity coming that you don't have to take some less than option. You have like your pick of options here and take the one that resonates or gives you chills or lights you up the most. All right, Domini, I hope that resonated for you. Yeah, looking for opportunity as the current circumstances are not what I expected. Yeah, and the more you can focus not so much on the fact that your current circumstances suck or it's not what you want, because a lot of times we can bring more of that. Yes, obviously be honest with yourself that I do not like the opportunities that are currently in my arena or the circumstances I'm currently in. Yes, be very clear and honest with yourself about that, but you don't have to dwell in it and fester in the wound of it, you know? Um, you can say, yes, this is what now, but I'm looking for something different because I'm shifting timelines. I am not going to settle for less than what I know is my next level up, you know? So be, of course, very present with the fact that this is my circumstance, but yet that doesn't have to be my forever circumstance. So just be open for those new opportunities and you will start to see them come in. All right, true, says Domini. All right, I hope that resonated for you. Well, let's also get a couple cards for Brandy Lynn, whatever Brandy Lynn needs to know. If you have a question in mind, of course, you can kind of think about it as we shuffle the cards here. She's here, yay! All right, Brandy Lynn, what does Brandy Lynn need to know, either pertaining to her question or just in general, if she left it general? It says, don't you dare lower your voice for anyone. Queen of Swords, of course, of course. She looks very content and very, ain't nobody gonna F with me and my energy or tell me I can't say what I want to say. And I think this really does go specifically around your writing projects. This is definitely not silencing yourself and, of course, also not allowing others to silence you. But let's get another card to clarify what's going on here. Let me see what this note on the thing says. Book club. Oh, it says book club. And we got a stack of books here. It's interesting because instead of you being part of a book club, it's almost like you kind of shaping your marketing around serving a book club or I just heard binge-worthy content. I don't know exactly what that means for what you're trying to do with your publishing path, but this feels very publishing path oriented. Not even so much what your content of your writing is saying, but publishing path. It's almost like you kind of do. LOL. Oh, cool. I like it. As long as you know what's trying to be conveyed here, that's all that matters because I don't have to be in the know. I don't have to know. But as long as energetically I'm pulling through what you need to know pertaining to what you think this is having to do with, that's all that matters. But it almost to me feels like some sort of hybrid or cross between two existing ways people consume story. Maybe book club meets online monthly subscription-based reading. Somehow, some way. I don't know if that involves a book box or something eventually. I mean, these don't all have to be like you start out of the gate, this is my publishing path, but like something you're building toward. Let's get another card. I think this other card's going to really help shine some light. And then we have the library. Oh my gosh. This is the Three of Swords in this book, and it's okay to cry. So I think this really is about, finding that path. And even if you feel like your voice has been dimmed because of, terms of agreement or services in the way that they are on this platform versus this platform, weighing pros and cons of different platforms or ways of getting your marketing and your publishing out there, you don't have to go the traditional routes. But yet we've got book club, we've got library. I mean, this is very telling. This has to do with your writing, your publishing, more specifically than the writing itself, but the publishing path. Maybe even finding, and again, I'm not seeing the Three of Swords as being present to future energy. This is more past energy of, now I have to change my ideas. And that's why you're at this point now where you're not letting anyone, quiet or silence your voice or you're not lowering your voice in some way. You're saying, well, I want to have my cake and eat it too with my publishing. I don't know maybe what that looks like exactly, but I don't want to have to lower my voice with it. So yeah, maybe meditate on this and see what that means. We have Five of Swords on the back of the deck. You can't be right all the time. So again, it's like weighing the pros of this publishing path versus the cons of that one, and the pros of this one versus the cons of that. Because there's no, probably at this point that I know of, one big one size fits all for exactly what you want versus what this person wants versus what this reader's looking for. I guess maybe at the heart of this, it's about doing more research. Maybe even hanging out inside a library. Maybe you're not even plucking a book off the shelf or anything like that, but just you being in a library. Writing inside a library is bringing downloads somehow for your publishing path. Or while you're in a library, you're on the Google machine looking up things about a publishing path, and bingo, light bulb goes off. Something like this. It might even be coming for you around August 19th. This epiphany date, I will keep you guys posted if I get any epiphanies around that date. And please, you as well, all of you out there, please keep me posted as well. Any epiphanies that come through for you. I would say, within about 3 days before, day of, and 3 days after, kind of that window of time is looking like very epiphany-esque for many of us, astrologically speaking. All right. Oh, you were doing that before summer and planning to start again this fall, writing in my library. I love that. Yeah, I love writing in my library. It's a newer library, and I actually really loved our old library, especially the YA section of the old library was like perfect. I don't like the YA section of our new library at all. Like, it does not, it's very cold and modern looking. It's just not my vibe at all. I have it on my old Instagram. I think it's on my Done Creative Instagram, a picture of it was like one of these light up signs that said young adult, and it was like this arch, and you go into the room, and they had like this suggestion shelf, and then like all the new releases were easy to find, and then of course everything that was older was cataloged within the shelves and the stacks. But this one is just you get like one, what do they call those things, kiosk with like the new releases, and that's it. No book award winners, no this or that, not even put out by genre at all. It's just all the rest are just in the stacks. Boring. I want something to look at. Maybe that's just me. Yeah. Oh, you're glad to catch a live. Good. Well, hello, Kalaki. I hope I'm saying your name right. Welcome. Yeah, we did a pick a card at the beginning. We are now wrapping up. I think we're finished, actually. We did our giveaway. We did our drawing. We had a couple donations come in. And, of course, at the beginning, we did our pick a card. Pile 1 and 2, or a couple of you selected both piles. And we got a lot of good information. And if you're looking for kind of the astrology of what's going on this month with Mercury retrograde and all the aspects to Mercury retrograde and that alignment, I don't know that I got into that alignment specifically with Jupiter-Uranus conjunction. Is at the same alignment point that it was during the bombing of Pearl Harbor, coming up on August 20-something, 23rd maybe? I know it's at 23 degrees of Taurus per Vedic astrology, sidereal astrology. And that's the same alignment that it was at on December 7th, 1941, with the bombing of Pearl Harbor, which basically kicked off World War II. We are right there. Almost this month, we are at that point. And every other time through history, about every, 84 whatever years, 83, 84 years, we hit that same point in the same place again with Jupiter conjunct Uranus. You can go back 84 years before that, 83, 84 years before that. And you can point, I can't remember what it was before 1941, 84 years before that. There was a big event, and I knew it like 2 weeks ago, and I can't remember it off the top of my head. But you can point to something big going on somewhere in the world that kind of changes everything. And we're almost to that point again this month. But if you want to look at all the astrology that's going on, I did a live stream about a week ago, I want to say at this point. I think it was last Friday. Maybe it was the Wednesday before that. But just go to my page, and you can look at the live stream tab or live tab. And go back. It says August astrology and Mercury retrograde reading. And you can, I go through all the astrology. Where did I put it? Well, I had it on the floor. Oh, here it is. All my notes for that. Yeah, a lot of big stuff going on. But of course, if you do not want to participate in this crazy energy, rebuke it, put your wards up, do your protection, do your spells, whatever resonates for you, to not be a participant in this crazy astrology that's going on, because it's crazy. I'm feeling pretty good though. At least right now, I'm floating right on through. Like it's fine. So yeah, check that out if you guys missed that. A lot of good nuggets of information came through, and maybe just some things that they're maybe plotting or planning to have happen. Um, Lots of like natural, like earth changes and shifts and energies just ramping up, earthquakes, volcano stuff. Yeah, I guess they're like on watch right now in Japan for a maybe 8.0 or better earthquake, which could really destroy some stuff in that region. But the thing about Mercury retrograde, maybe they're looking in this area and it actually happens over here instead. On, I don't know if you shoot right through a globe or whatever shape the world is, but how can we go check? I don't know. I don't know what shape the world is, and I'm kind of at this point okay not knowing. But if you shoot straight across from Japan, maybe it happens on the opposite side of the world. Who knows? Who knows what's? I'm not saying it's going to be an earthquake, but it could be an earthquake. Just saying. There's a lot going on, astrologically speaking. That's kind of like either you're Michael Jackson with the popcorn, or you're biting your nails, or you're just completely like La La Land, which I would prefer to just be La La Land, to be honest. But I still like to at least kind of have an awareness of what potentially is going on. And that doesn't mean you have to watch the news, because I don't watch the news personally either. I know what I need to know when I need to know it. That's kind of my motto these days. But I just get certain feelings or intuitions that something big is going to happen in this region or something over here. And I know there's kind of watch on India. Astrologically speaking, India is maybe going through a bit of a rough patch this month as well, in some regard, maybe pertaining to natural disaster or some big uprising. I don't even know. But just energetically tuning in. I know there are some astrologers, and I haven't watched any of the videos, but they've been doing deep dives on the energy of India. So if any of my Indian viewers out there maybe have an idea what's going on, just do your own protection, and you'll be where you need to be when you need to be there. You'll know what you need to know when you need to know it. That's at least the motto I've kind of been going on. But trust your intuition. If you have a feeling about something, please trust it, because your intuition, you look at the times in your life that you have had a feeling about something and you didn't maybe take that warning or follow through with that. And then you kind of kick yourself like, oh, I knew I should have done this other thing instead of what I did. Your intuition almost always will never, ever steer you wrong. So listen to it. It is innate, and it's the wisdom of your body giving you the information to get you where you need to be, or to maybe help you avoid being in certain places or with certain people at certain times, in certain situations. It's always important to heed your own intuition. So let's say before we go, we do a quick little poll, just anything we need to know right now. Those of us watching now or on the replay, before we close out this session here today, what do we need to know? Those of us watching now and on the replay, transformation, be open to change. Yeah, because a lot of the systems and boundary lines that have been drawn, and borders and government systems and food systems and medical systems and education system, all the things are just upside down, inside out, and backwards, and not beneficial for the greater good, let alone the individual. So yes, changes need to happen. Shakeups, wake-ups, breakups, quake-ups need to happen so that the earth can cleanse and clear, and so that we as the people here can also cleanse and clear and transform, transmute, alchemize for something new and better that's going to better resonate with the current energies and future energies. And then on the back of the deck, we have strength. Know your strength. So be open to change and really know your strength and lean into your strength as these changes are coming in the greater world and also in your personal world as well, especially for the rest of this month. I feel like I need to do one more card. One more card for the rest of this month. What do we need to know? Inspiration. Begin now. If you're feeling inspired, yes, I know it's Mercury retrograde and we've got a lot of, things going on that are aspecting Mercury retrograde. But if you feel this inkling or intuition to get started on something, get started. Even if you have to backtrack and kind of redo some things, allow that excited motivation and inspiration to guide you. Let it be your guiding light. She's really holding the sun up. There might even be some codes, downloads coming in from those solar flares, solar flashes, the sun itself, that are going to help us level up and navigate this crazy chaotic waters that is the astrology right now, and for the rest of this month, the rest of this year, even going into 2025 astrologically, 2026, 2020, 2030, all the way up. There's a lot coming down the pipe that is a little concerning if you just straight up look at the astrology. But if you're standing in your sovereignty and you're reclaiming your power back from all these planets and the matrix itself, you just may be getting by without a scratch. That's my motto anyway. All right, you guys. Well, that is going to do it for our live stream today on Friday. I will be back next Wednesday, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, and we are going to be doing either a collective reading or a one-card pull. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling a one-card pull coming up again. And then maybe Friday we'll do our collective reading, just tuning in, putting a finger on the pulse of what we need to know. But I do love doing the one-card pull as well, just so it's a slightly more custom, slightly more tailored, slightly more personal approach to readings that I really love doing. So, all right, you guys, much love. Thanks again so much for all those likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donations, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see each and every one of you right back here at Harmony Portal Tarot Live. Much love, peace, and have a lovely, beautiful, magical, transformational weekend. All right, you guys, bye.